What's up, guys? In this episode today, I'm going to talk to you about a sales strategy that you need to use. Not you could use, you should use, you actually need to use it if you want to separate yourself from the next guy. And that's the name of our game. Usually, everybody's going to get a couple estimates. So you need to be different. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to be different. So tune in. The big question you need to ask yourself every day is, do I own a job or do I own a business? And unfortunately, the majority of contractors out there own a job. That's right, they're a slave to their own business. But the other side of the fence is so much greener, it's so much better, and that's when you're finally fully in control of your destiny, your freedom, your time. And that's what Contractor Secrets is about. It's about taking back our time, building a business with systems, standards, values, procedures, putting yourself in the driver's seat. And that's what it's about. So I'm excited. I'm happy to have you here. Let's dive into the Contractor Secrets podcast. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Contractor Secrets podcast. I'm your host, Tanner, and in today's episode, we're going to talk sales. And more importantly, we're going to talk about differentiating yourself in the estimate process, in the sales process. And this is what is going to make you a lot more money, and it's going to help you increase that closing ratio. So, a lot of you guys know I used to sell cars, and one of the things that we used to do in our training, and I did not like the aspect of selling cars, but I did like the training that we got. The sales training really helped refine my skill set. I wasn't just born with sales ability. I went through the rigorous process of trial and error, learning, refining my skills, being taught, seeing really great salespeople, and trying to model some of the things that they've done to be successful. And in this training, it was called the target training. And this target training was really good because the whole purpose of it was to target the reasons why someone wants to buy the car. Okay. And really what that did was it kind of removed the car from the situation and it focused on that internal desire. And that's what I want you guys to focus on. So, we have to understand that we are in competition with usually 2 to 4 other contractors. If somebody gets more than 3 estimates, I don't know what they're looking for, but obviously it's a little frustrating, but usually people are going to get 3 estimates, you being one of them. So we need to beat out 2 other people. 90% of contractors in our industry of painting and any other industry, roofing, a lot of these people are selling the what. Okay. The what is what the actual need is, right? So if someone invites you over for a painting estimate and says, yeah, I want my living room painted, they're going to go in there and start talking about the what. Obviously, they're going to be talking about the living room. Oh, okay, so we got to do this ceiling here. We got to do these walls. We got to do this trim here. Oh, we can do this. We can sand this down. And what you're doing is you're selling the car, right? You're focused all on the car. And I'm using my car sales experience for this analogy. But just picture a car salesman talking to a customer, and essentially all of his attention is on the car. So he's like, yeah, this car has, look at this. This is a handle that, unlocks when you get close to the door. Oh my gosh, look at this Bluetooth here. Oh, look at this color. Isn't this really nice? Oh, look at this, this exhaust pipe. It's just chrome. It's beautiful. Did you see these wheels? It's awesome, right? So we go into these houses and we're like, okay, we got to, sand down this. We're going to do this. And we're going to do this. We're going to do this. And the whole time, I want you to just think of, in my analogy, I want you to think of a customer just kind of sitting there watching the salesperson talk about this car. Doesn't it kind of feel like the person is being left out of the experience? Doesn't it kind of feel like their needs aren't really being met? And what that does is it kind of creates a disconnect. And when there's a disconnect in a sales experience, there's nothing that's being attached to the actual buying experience other than price. So after he's done selling the what, he's going to obviously give a price. He's going to say, okay, this car's $25,000. Do you want it? And that person has no emotional attachment to either the salesperson or the car. So what are they going to do? I'm going to think about it. So that's what a lot of us contractors are doing is we're going in there just selling the what? We're selling the car. We're selling the living room painting. We're selling the roof. We're selling all these what things. And that is why people aren't hiring you. It's very simple at its core. And hopefully I did a good job of illustrating how detrimental that is. If you really look at it from the perspective of, again, a car salesman really just selling a car and not identifying the needs and the desires and the wants of the person. So let's switch gears here. My focus is on the why. I want to know, hey, why are you getting this house painted? Right? So my first opening question, everyone hopefully by now knows this, is what's the story? Obviously I know you want your house painted. What's the story behind this? And what I'm looking for is something to grab onto. What I'm looking for is for them to tell me either a need or a want, right? So if the need is, hey, we're moving and we need to get this painted, right? What I'm going to be doing is being the facilitator of this agreement because I know they can't get the house sold unless I paint it. So I'm looking for things that are going to be valuable to that person. But I'll always, break the ice a little bit. Oh, wow, that's wonderful. Where are you moving to? All right. Oh, we're moving back to Wisconsin to go see my mother. Oh, okay. Wow. I bet she's really happy about that, huh? Oh, yeah. She can't wait to have us up there. She's getting older and, we've been waiting to do this for a while. Oh my goodness, yeah. I'm not quite from Wisconsin, but I'm from New Jersey, and it's a little cold up there. You ready for the winter up north? Oh well, yeah, we grew up there, so it's gonna be a nice change of pace. Even though Florida's a little too humid. Oh my gosh, Florida's so humid. Florida, believe it or not, I have a pollen allergy. Oh my gosh, me too. Can you believe it? Yeah, so you're gonna love what. So what are we talking? We're not talking about the car now. I'm engaging. I'm building a relationship. I just from one simple question. And hopefully by you listening to this, you were sitting in on that conversation, seeing how that person is getting emotionally attached to me. And this isn't manipulative. Usually it's genuine. I like people. I like communicating with people and I understand this game doesn't have to be cold. Someone's going to sell them a car. Someone's going to sell them a paint job. Someone's going to sell them a roof, a flooring job, a fence job. But who are they going to be emotionally attached to? And the easiest way to emotionally attach to somebody in sales is to create what we call common ground. So in my example there, common ground was created when I'm from up north, they're from up north. I am allergic to pollen, they're allergic to pollen. So when we find common ground with somebody, we say, they're like me. I trust them. Because wouldn't you trust yourself? Absolutely. So that's where the psychology behind all that comes. But let's get back to the why of the project. Okay. So, we're breaking the ice, we're having that conversation. So then we get down to the project. We don't want to drift off and start looking at family pictures and we gotta steer the ship. And sometimes that can happen. You gotta have a gauge in your mind when you're having conversations with people to know when to shut the valve off. We've all been in situations where, we're just babbling and babbling and babbling. And ultimately what happens is that we've been there for 45 minutes and, we're way too far off from closing the deal. We're just in the weeds and we got to reel back. So try to keep the ice breaking short. From there, what we want to do is then we want to kind of build value on what the why is. So they're moving. So ask yourself, if you were a homeowner and you needed to get the house painted in order to sell it, what would be important to you? Well, the first thing would be, how soon can you get in here to do it? Because I can't get to my destination, which is selling the house, until you paint it. I can't start showing this thing. I can't get the realtor in here to take pictures. I don't even want to list it yet with the way it looks. Okay, so I'm a contractor. I know this ahead of time. I'm going to emphasize how quick and efficient we are at getting in and getting out so they can get on to the next stage. Building rapport. Okay, emotional connection to the why behind the job, not the freaking job. And once you grasp that concept, you're going to separate yourself light years away from your competition. Because who are you going to hire? Are you going to hire the guy that is talking about the project, or are you going to hire the guy that's talking about how he can meet your specific needs? And the issue is, at the core of it, is that you're doing estimates and you don't know the need. You don't know why they want the job done. So again, put yourself in the position of this homeowner talking to me, and I'm saying, hey, we're going to get in. I have a opening up in 7 days. I need 3 days to get the job done inside and outside. I'll bring my whole team of 8 here and we'll knock it out for you. Value through the roof. Can I be compared? No. Can I be compared on paper? No, because the value is although another company might use the same paint, might use the same amount of employees, might have a nice salesperson there, I've created a relationship with this person where they now feel indebted to go with me because they trust me and like me. And number two, I am aligning myself with what's important to them, where chances are they're only going to be focusing on the project. And that's what a majority of contractors do. So I'm already ahead of them. Okay. And it's actually going to be painful if they hire someone else. And unfortunately, that's what we want to create is almost anxiety if they hire somebody else, as in like, man, I really want to hire Tanner. I really want to hire Tanner. I really want to hire Tanner. And that's what we want. And that's what I want for you guys. So that's how you accomplish that desire to be hired. And essentially that's just a matter of you aligning yourself with what's important. So the next phase of this is really just kind of outlining more whys of understanding like what your customers would want. So we recognize the need-based why would be somebody that's moving. They need us to do the job. So let's talk about a want-based why. A want-based why is really surrounded by the appeal. A majority of the people that want the job done are people that, in essence, they don't necessarily need it, obviously, but in essence, they are usually living in the house and they want to spruce things up. Okay. So, how do you separate yourself there? Well, if you know that the reason that they want the job or they desire the job is for appeal, then you need to focus on that being something that you can help them with. So, that's why we offer a free color consultation. So, when I know that somebody's saying, yeah, it's been a while, we really, just want to change the colors in here, have you chosen colors yet? Oh, well, no, we're having a real tough time with that. Well, don't worry. We offer a free color consultation and we'll have someone come over. They'll spend an hour with you and we'll make sure that we find the perfect colors. We'll paint some samples on the wall. So when it comes down time for them to decide who they're going to hire, Tanner's addressing an area that no one else has addressed. And they may have addressed it if they asked the question, but chances are they didn't. So now we have the want. And it's the same with any industry. It really is. It could be if you're in the flooring business, you could talk about the want in terms of picking out a flooring type and showing them, some samples. Even in the roofing business, showing them shingle styles. In most cases, roofing is only, need and want. People don't just throw on a new roof to change the color, but that can still help if it's something that they're begrudgingly doing. You can utilize the style as something to be excited about and say, although I know you probably didn't want to do this, let's at least maybe see if we can change the color of the shingle style. It maybe might match the house a little better, match the stone that you have there. It doesn't matter what you're selling. I know that, I have a couple listeners that are in the fence business, different styles of fence, obviously within HOA regulations. If you are tech savvy, creating a mock-up, showing them what it's going to look like, being creative and helping people see what the end result could look like before they actually invest in it and investing that time. Really, guys, this is about separating yourself in terms of understanding motives, understanding what's important, understanding what people need or want whenever they are looking for your service, and having a platter of things that you can offer to make them feel comfortable, right? Last point, this is an area that I focus on heavily, is the people that don't want my service. They need to get it, right? Obviously, this isn't just a need in terms of people that need it and are kind of excited about it. These are people that need it and aren't excited about it. How do we win them over, right? So essentially, like, this would be an example of somebody that got an HOA letter and needs to paint their house, and they're just like pissed off at the whole process. They're just like, man, like, they sent me this letter. I'm stressing out about it. I just got to get some estimates, got to get some quotes. We've all dealt with these people, and part of us kind of say, man, this guy's not going to pay top dollar for us. Well, there's a way around that. Essentially, you need to be the hero. You have to say, man, look, you got to know the angle with each need, want, desire. You got to know the angle. And I would say, look, man, I know this isn't something that you probably wanted to spend money on right now, right? And he would say, yeah, this is definitely not something I want to spend money right now. So chances are you're looking for probably the lowest quote. Am I right? And then he would say, yeah, because we know this. And when you have the knowledge, and he's going to be like, whoa, this is different. So I'm going to say, look, man, let me tell you a little bit about us and what you're actually paying for, because I don't want you to get scared when you see our price and just immediately write us off. And then I would start going into detail about the type of process that we have that not only is a good experience for him in terms of applying the paint, but more so ensuring that he doesn't have to go through the pain of doing this again, because he's going to hire a good team that's going to prepare the surface properly. We're going to use great paint and make sure that it lasts for at least 10 years. We have a 7-year warranty. If this ever happens again, we'll come out and touch it up. We'll make sure it's good. And I know that, they were on your butt about pressure washing. I'll throw in a free pressure wash a year from now, and we'll make sure that you at least get another year of it being clean, so you don't get any more letters from that pesky HOA, right? So right there, I've separated myself light years ahead. And if you are a student of this game, you think about the best athletes, man. You think about Kobe Bryant, you think about LeBron, you think about athletes. Even though it's a sport, it's a business, right? They're good at their craft, and you got to be a student of this game if you want to win. You have to be a student, and a student of the game says, what are all the reasons that somebody would want to hire me? For me, I'll rattle off a few. They're moving, they need the paint. They're selling, they need the paint. There's settling cracks on the outside. They need them filled and painted. They want to change the color. I mean, you got to know this, and then from there, you got to identify how you're going to build value in each one of those areas. And from there, you're easily going to separate yourself. But this is repetition. This is practice. This takes you actually pulling out a piece of paper, outlining what those needs and what those wants are, and training yourself to remember how you can provide value. So when they spit out that need, they spit out that want, we're going to be able to align it with value immediately off the bat. So I hope you got something out of this. This is all in my Painting Business Sales Academy. So if you want to take it to the next level, go to TradeThrive.com. It's still up. And you can grab the sales course, and it's really in depth for you to check out. But other than that, thank you guys for listening. I hope that this helps you. Utilize this on your next estimate. Reach out to me in a DM. Tell me how it went. I'm excited to hear about it. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Hey, I just want to take a second to thank you for joining me here on the Contractor Secrets podcast. I'm just going to take this opportunity to let you know that my passion is coaching people, helping people. I've changed my Instagram name to @contractorcoach, and I did that because that is my passion. I want to help you. So please reach out to me. If you have an issue going on in your business, send me an email. Find me on Instagram, message me, and let's do a breakthrough session. I want to work through your problems in your business to help you get to that next level. And one thing that I always say is this, the difference between those that get over the humps and the hurdles in business is just a change in perspective. And that's what I plan to offer you. So get with me, message me, allow me to help you take your business to the next level.